Reiki, Chapter 6. No one has ever been able to explain exactly what Reiki is. However, it is neither electrical nor magnetic in nature. Mrs. Takata emphasized, it is simple, it is natural, it is scientific. There is no magic involved, no hocus pocus, nor is there a need to create an altered state of consciousness in order to do this work. It is well to remain focused on the whole treatment, but Reiki is active automatically whenever the hands are applied to the area of need. She called this energy by various names: God power, cosmic energy, universal life force, radionic waves, etheric waves, prana, mana. She likened it to a broadcast from a radio transmitter. Unseen, unheard, until a receiver picks it up and converts it into sound. In the same way, Reiki is always present, and we are unaware of it until the contact is made through the training, after which it can be received and converted into healing energy. Reiki is not a technique or a method or a process. It just is. In an intellectual sense, Reiki cannot be taught. For the role of the master is to empower the student with the energy being transferred during the 4 brief ceremonies called initiations. These initiations open certain inner centers of the body so that the energy can be channeled easily and safely. Once the contact has been made and the energy transmitted, through the touch of the master, the flow sensed in the hands, usually felt as heat, sometimes as a vibration or a tingling, occasionally in another form. Each person is unique, and there are infinite expressions of this universal life force. Instruction is given then in the use of this energy. Specific hand positions are taught for the sake of expedience, since long practice has shown these to work efficiently. However, there is no wrong way to do Reiki. Thus, there is no right way. When the training is completed, the energy is always on, so that the decision a student makes is whether or not to give the treatment. The practitioner has no control over what will happen, as the responsibility for whatever occurs lies with the one being treated. This is not a conscious mental decision, but one which resides deeply within and involves choices from a level beyond intellectual structuring. It is the body's own wisdom which determines whether or not it will accept the healing energy, the amount and the duration of the transmission, and what it will do with this. The practitioner does not create this energy, but is simply the channel through which it is transferred. And in accepting this role of vessel, there is no attachment to results. One does not become a healer, for Reiki is the healer. Mrs. Takata taught that Reiki is harmless and cannot hurt anyone. It does not destroy, but instead builds and protects. It will vitalize all forms of life, plants, animals, fish, fowl, and humans from infancy to old age, and it can only do good. It will work through all fibers, so it is unnecessary for one to disrobe in order to receive a treatment. As the hands are placed over the area of need, the Reiki is unhampered by layers of clothing. It will also pass through wood, metal, casts, even rubber. With a second-degree training, one does not even have to touch the person being treated, for this energy can be directed to any place at a distance. Attunements and conditions are labeled either chronic or acute. The chronic ones are of longer standing and likely will require long-term treatment. They have not developed overnight, and much Reiki healing will be needed to bring the body back into balance. Most adults have toxic conditions which need to be cleared from the body before the healing can be completed, so a reaction occurs. This healing often brings discomfort, such as headache, nausea, or diarrhea, as the body rids itself of this toxic material. And these are positive signs that indicate the healing is moving forward. The acute cases, such as accidents and sudden illness, recover much more quickly and often with one treatment, and the reactions are not so severe. Several conditions are needed to provide an effective channel for this energy. The most important is that one must believe it, for to doubt and not accept Reiki reduces the ability to work with it. The people being treated do not have to hold such belief, as this is not a test of their faith, but the practitioner must believe. Secondly, it must be used. Just as an unused muscle will atrophy, so will Reiki weaken and fade away when it's not exercised. In using, it must only be for the purpose of helping and healing. There is an inherent wisdom in Reiki, which will not permit it to be misused, and it will disappear of its own accord if there is any abuse. In essence, Reiki is unlimited, drawing from the inexhaustible store of universal energy. Yet there are times when it appears not to bring about a cure. Mrs. Takata taught that diseases which have been diagnosed terminal, being in their latter stages, usually will not be reversed. These are chronic cases, and there is insufficient time to complete the healing. However, the transition is made easier by lowering stress and reducing pain, and this is a great comfort. It will not remove birth defects, nor will it grow a new organ which has been removed surgically, but it will bring relief from the symptoms resulting from these conditions. The overall effect of Reiki is to help bring the body into balance so that it can heal itself, and this works as well on one's own self as it does on others. Mrs. Takata stressed the need to work first with self. You are number one, she would say. Then, if you have time, treat your family and your friends. But in Reiki healing, you first, then other people. Reiki is natural, she would declare, and nothing unnatural occurs during the healing, although it be accelerated dramatically. When an organ or a gland is operating below par, this energy works to stimulate its natural function. Diabetes, for example. Note how quickly, diabetics, for example, note how quickly their insulin intake is reduced when Reiki is applied. Broken bones knit very rapidly, telescoping the process from months into weeks. Since Reiki means universal life energy, it is the essence of life itself, and we are all born with it. In the Usui system of Reiki, contact is made with this universal force, which then works automatically to heal the person on all levels, and those who take this training soon realize that it is an invaluable investment, for it is everlasting, instantly available, and helps raise the level of one's vitality for physical and mental health, as well as enhancing spiritual awareness. Mrs. Takata often spoke of becoming a complete whole, for we must have not only physical well-being, but mental and spiritual balance as well. Only then can we say we are whole. This is what we receive from Reiki, which she calls God power. Mrs. Takata emphasized several characteristics which distinguish Reiki healing, telling her students, everyone has the potential. We are all composed of this universal energy, and we can use it for healing. It's a matter of choice. You can treat yourself as well as others. You do not become depleted when healing others. As you give Reiki healing, you also receive it, and you become energized, for you are working with universal life force, not your personal energy. You become a channel for healing and take neither credit nor responsibility for the results. You do not take on the symptoms of those whom you are treating. Mrs. Takata taught that it is not necessary necessary to know anatomy to treat with Reiki, since the hands will respond when they locate the source of the problem, and the student does not have to analyze what to do. She encouraged the development of this as an intuitive art, not a rigid system saying Reiki will guide you. Let the Reiki hands find it. They will know what to do. Although she knew anatomy, she sometimes used fanciful names for certain areas, such as the solar plexus, which she called the big motor, saying it was the main center from which energy flows to other parts of the body. She emphasized the treating of the abdomen, the foundation treatment, teaching that most ailments and disharmonies in the body originate here from poorly functioning organs with low vitality. She often spoke of the need to find the cause of the condition, for it was not enough to treat only the effect. Find the cause and you will remove the effect. Most people come for help because they have a symptom, and it is well to put the hands upon the specific area to relieve the pain and discomfort. However, it's better to do the complete treatment and let Reiki discover what is causing the problem, which may or may not be located in the same place. Only when the cause is removed will the benefit of the treatment be long-lasting. If poor health habits, such as faulty nutrition and lack of exercise, are involved, it will be necessary to change these patterns if there is to be progress, for Reiki will only give temporary relief in these cases. In her classes, she demonstrated the proper hand positions for the complete treatment, and she noted that there are 3 major areas to be considered: the front, especially the abdomen, the head, and the back. Here are found all the organs and the glands, as well as the major systems, so a system will be vitalized. And in order for the Reiki healing to be done, it does not matter so long as the full treatment is given, but it usually starts with the head or the abdomen. And if there is a specific need to work on arms, legs, or other parts of the body, the hands are placed directly on that area. And she would tell her students, except for shock or accident, use the full treatment, and this is the same for all things. Don't try to take only parts. The body is a complete unit, so whenever possible, treat it completely. Start with the abdomen or the head, it doesn't matter, and then proceed with the whole treatment. It is the same for all, whether physical or mental. There is no difference in the treatment. At times, this is not possible, and she would advise, do what you can. Some Reiki is better than none at all.